Nothing but truth on AFR Talk.
Let's get right to him. Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth, proudly on AFR Talk. Great to be with you. Happy Friday. That's right. Seton Motley joins us right now, and he is really making time for us tonight. He has moved, and in the process of that, but he's still, every week, he puts out at least 1 to 2 articles, which is fantastic. President of Less Government, and he gets it done. You know, with less government, you can get it done, but it takes people and a work ethic like Seton Motley. Seton, welcome back. How are you?
It's a very nice intro. I don't know if I'm going to get a piece done for Monday, but thanks.
Okay, but the pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of. I'm in. You've heard of the movie Blackboard Jungle? I'm in Cardboard Jungle.
Hey, how is that?
I got a lot of boxes. Yeah, it's like I got a lot of boxes, and I can't use my main master bedroom closet because this house is a little tiny house on the water. And my previous owner did not put in a proper sump pump system under the crawl space. So the only way to get under the crawl space is through the closet, for the closet in the master bedroom. So I'm going to have to hang my clothes elsewhere until we address that issue. But anyway, but it's still, I'm very fortunate. I'm blessed to be here. I looked for 6 months. I'm literally 8 feet from the Chesapeake Bay. I'm looking out the window at it right now.
It is beautiful, and you make us all jealous with your Facebook postings. Just, you know, Catherine and I have said we're just going to go visit him. Just show up on the door one night. Say, hey, in town.
Yeah.
But we'll wait for the.
It ain't terrible. It ain't terrible.
Well, it's well earned, well deserved. All right, Seton. Let's talk about the issue with the internet and net neutrality. This is something that you keep addressing and saying, hey, this is a big deal. Wake up. Why is it a big deal? Refresh us.
Because net neutrality is been described by some of the people that created it as the necessary first step in the quote from Robert McChesney, who is a college professor and an avowed Marxist, please pardon the redundancy, is net neutrality is the necessary. This is a direct quote. I think I've got it almost word for word. Net neutrality is the necessary first step in eradicating the media capitalists from the phone and cable companies and divesting them from control. How very Hugo Chavez of him. Think of it this way. We all know that Obamacare is designed to make it untenable for private health insurance providers, which will leave government as your sole internet service provider, correct?
Yes.
That's what net neutrality is the first step towards doing with the phone and cable companies that have spent more than $1 trillion since 1996 building the internet infrastructure and maintaining it and advancing it. They want to eradicate all those people and have the government be your sole internet service provider. And as we know with health care and just about everything else, when the government's your sole provider, you're in trouble.
And there's a case on September 9th. Verizon?
Yes, at the D.C. Circuit, yes.
Okay. And tell me
Verizon
about
Communications has, on December 21st, 2010, the FCC, for the second time, illegally imposed net neutrality. As we've discussed, this is the Fiat administration. They keep doing things without congressional action first. We know that EPA is imposing cap and trade, even though it's never passed. Real briefly, the Founding Fathers, in their ongoing brilliance, had as checks and balances, okay, the FCC, the EPA, the HUD, HHS, all these executive branch departments are actually creations of and creatures of the Congress, the legislative branch. So they can't do anything unless and until Congress acts under a constitutionally adherent president. This is important for two reasons. One, it's not tyrannical because the bureaucrats aren't elected and therefore aren't accountable. And two, when Congress does pass a law that says, hey, EPA do this, hey, FCC do this, they set the boundaries, the parameters within which these agencies are supposed to work. If the agency is going off all on its own, there's no limit to what they're doing because they don't have any boundaries drawn for them by Congress.
So
net neutrality is a terrible first step because we don't know where they'll stop.
And they've shown that they.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I got the track.
No, you got.
I got the track. So
go ahead. About 25 seconds. Go.
Well, very, very, very briefly,
Yes.
In December 2010, they imposed it. Verizon sued to undo it. We're now on September 9th going to go to the D.C. Circuit Court. If you'll recall, Obama got all of a sudden started whining about judges getting appointed and approved. He singled out the D.C. Circuit because this is where regulatory overreaches are tested. And so it goes before the FCC.
You're on it. Corinne Durham, something but truth. Seton Motley, AFR Talk.